Chasing our hearts till we end up falling. Young and alive, we were runaways in a wasted summer. Chemicals in a foreign car. We took a moment, made it last forever. We found love laying under the stars. Made in July in a wasted summer.
And welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another Learning 5 show match. I'm Law Meowing Cat, joined by Penguin God, the production head himself. And we are getting right into our first show match of the day. Have 3 games lined up for you today. So, gonna be a long one, sticking it through.
Woo. We got this. Easy day,
Heading
really.
right into pick ban. It looks like this is... Is this draft? This isn't tournament draft, is it?
It is not tournament draft. We need to remake. Woo.
Well, one of the players might figure that out very quickly. If not, we're gonna have a 3-ban draft with no pauses.
Yup.
That'll be interesting.
I'm gonna ping the coaches real quick.
I mean, we could just run with it. 3 bans. I mean, it works. We already do the pick ban beforehand, of course, in a pro draft. So these players already know what champions they're going to play, what the bans were beforehand. And so far, looks like pretty interesting comp out of Fairytale specifically. I'm not going to leak too much.
The only reason I say we need a remake is because they won't be able to pause in game.
Yeah, pauses are nice to have.
And we pretty much always end up with a pause at some point. So.
I mean, now we can have a show match without pauses. Someone might DC and be very upset, but it happens.
Probably. But for now, we'll see how long it takes them to see you and decide what they want to do. But for now, We're gonna have some pretty easy picks and bans coming out. The Morgana Oriana Syndra bans coming out for Barnyard Brawlers, and then the Garen Aatrox Lee Sin coming out for Fairytale Gaming. It shows that
Yeah.
they're really not wanting to deal with those. I mean, those brawlers. It kind of goes with the name there. But the Ornn versus Gangplank matchup is one that's pretty interesting to me, considering Ornn can withstand a lot of the torment that Gangplank might rain down on him. But that all depends on if he can use his abilities correctly and kind of shield the damage that comes out from Gangplank.
Yeah, it definitely isn't one of Ornn's worst matchups. However, it's still not a great matchup for him. Ornn just kind of he doesn't really smash most lanes, but he can win lanes for sure, especially if he gets some jungle pressure.
Hmm.
So, and with the amount of CC that Ornn has, a Graves totally would want to come up there and get some easy kills onto that GP. So we might see some decent jungle attention there. But just going right through pick ban, and I don't think we're going to be remaking. So what we see is what we get here.
Hmm.
And there's a bit of a so we didn't see the Leona in the pro draft, I believe. It was kind of bugged out, so that was picked up. I thought for a second there was going to be a Camille support or something. I was interested for that, but
Yeah,
sadly we aren't going to see that.
one thing about pro drafts everyone has to remember is that if you don't pick your champion before it hits 0, it'll lock in a random champion, or if you're banning, it won't ban a champion at all. And so the pro draft locked in Bard for blue side and Camille for red side, and red side didn't say that they meant to do Leona, but blue side did say that they meant to do Thresh, and so that's the important thing about doing pro draft is communicating on what picks are supposed to be what. And so we saw that it wasn't too bad for Barnyard Brawlers. They were able to tell us what was going on, and we understood, and we moved on and took in spades. Red side, we, as you saw, were a little confused. So if any of you players out there do a show match and you're using Pro Draft, please communicate your picks. Thank you very much. But let's look at these team comps real quick.
This message has been sponsored by Learning Fives.
Exactly. But let's take a quick look at these team comps. So it looks like Barnyard Brawlers has a really good like front-to-back 5-on-5 fight with the Ornn Thresh taking up that front line, Anivia Kites taking up the back line, and Graves being that like mid-line threat. Whereas Fairytale Gaming, I would say has a good 5-on-5, except they have like a Jax, Leona, Gangplank, and so really they have a good split 1-3-1 comp with the Gangplank and Jax being able to split pretty well, and the Ziggs, Jinx, Leona being able to hold down in that mid lane, especially with the wave quick coming out from Ziggs and Jinx. They're going to be able to just split up Barnyard Brawlers and try and not let them have that 5-on-5, but they have to be really good at staying really far back, and that's something that a lot of teams struggle with, especially at the elo we are in. Like they have a hard time just playing it cool and not trying to do anything too crazy, letting the waves push into their towers and clearing them when they get there, so they're a little bit safer. But Barnyard Brawlers does have dive potential against that 1-3-1. They have so much damage they can just pop someone with, and a lot of CC they can do it with, and no real way to stop the Call of Forged God that Ornn is going to have in these fights. If Fairytale Gaming had pulled like a Braum or something, then the dives wouldn't matter as much, but that being said, we'll have to see how they play it, because that's going to be the most important thing out of all of this.
Yeah, definitely. A lot of volatile picks too. Just a lot of engaged flying left and right. Thresh hooks, Leona, solar flares. You got the Call of the Forge God, obviously. You also have the global pressure with the Ziggs ult and the GP ult. So we'll have to see. But we're going to toss it to a quick break. Don't go anywhere, as we'll be right back getting into our first game.
I felt like running through the pouring rain. I felt like letting go of my mind. I felt it coming with no ground to brace. I think I just might be bad for you. Drowning by the fact that I don't need a reason to be bad for you. I'm losing my head and I'm mad for you. just might be bad for you. Drowning by the fact that I don't need a reason to be bad for you. I'm losing my head, no, I'm bad for you.
All right, and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to our first show match as we are onto the Rift. I'm Lamion Cat, joined by Penguin God, and we have the two teams, which on the blue side have the Barnyard Brawlers with the Alchemist up in the top lane, Totally Not Joey in the jungle, Finnick in the mid lane, MMG Milk Cows on the AD carry, and Strong Strategy on support.
And on red side, we have Fairytale Gaming with Nuts the top lane, Kebab in the jungle, Min Kim Kim in the mid lane, Crimson Jordan rocking that Jinx in the bot lane, and Crimson Josh supporting him on the Leona.
Yeah, we see that synergy in the bot lane. Got the Crimson
yeah.
Brothers.
The Crimson Bros going up there.
Now, do they have red skins? Their skins are pretty crimson-y.
Yeah, I'd say so. And like, there's the reddish and the
Yeah, definitely a pass.
the really light reddish, I guess, is.
I mean, she's got red hair too.
Technically, pink is just light red, and so
They're on the red team too. Think
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah,
It
wow.
all connects.
that it's all a conspiracy. Oh, nice damage coming out already. That's
Yeah.
one thing we didn't mention is the Nivea's presence in this game. She provides both a really strong team fight and really good wave clear. And so that's something we have to remember as this game goes on, is how the Nivea is doing.
Yeah,
Nivea can
Ziggs is
be-
kind of in the same boat too, though.
Yeah,
Because he
it's
does
true.
have that really strong wave clear and pretty good team fight. It's just a lot more damage oriented compared to Nivea, which is a little bit more CC focused. But look at this trading in the mid lane. Finnick getting taken down extremely low.
They're both pretty low, to be honest, but neither of them landing more than just poke and some auto attacks, considering they're just level 1 right now. But the corrupting potion that Finnick has, or Finnick, I guess, whatever, the Anivia has, is gonna help him sustain up through this poke, whereas Min Kim Kim still has 2 potions that he hasn't used yet, and that's gonna be the key there, is trying to get the poke onto each of them. And then the jungle intervention coming out pretty quick now. The Jax and the Graves have very interesting gank patterns. The Graves is pretty okay with kind of just walking in, whereas Jax wants to flank and get that stun off. And the CC coming out from either of them is pretty lackluster.
Oh, look at this
Ooh.
jungle trade though. Kebab getting extremely low, still level 2 on the Jax, but will make it out alive. Not even having to burn the flash either. Totally Not Joey. Not really over chasing that too much at all.
No, he decides not to, considering the Ziggs could have roamed pretty easily. He decides to just relax for a bit, but yeah, that was a nice little exchange there. Kebab getting the brunt of that. He's now pretty low. He's going to try and go for the Scuttle Crab, but Joey
Yeah,
is
he
gonna
might find some more than he bargained for. Totally Not Joey comes in. Scuttlecrab is smited away, which does level him up to level 3 now, to the level 3 of Joey. Kebab running, tail between his legs. Now Collapse coming down from Min Kim Kim, getting some damage traded onto him, but has to watch out. Anivia is a little too far away to follow up with his Graves damage, though. Graves does do a decent chunk, though, with that red buff, and Min Kim Kim out of mana, too.
That was just a tense situation all around, where if each and every of the members had rotated properly, they could have potentially gotten a kill out of that, but they were all a little bit slow to respond. And so that's just a result of everyone just kind of backing away.
We gotta check this trading up in the top lane. The Alchemist getting a nice bit of damage onto Nuts, who doesn't have any sustain left except for his grass procs. Ornn applying a lot of pressure, especially because he's able to buy those items.
Now this
Stay in
is pretty.
lane.
This is pretty interesting. The grasp over the Kleptomancy.
And it's an unbreakable Ornn, too.
Mhm.
Instead of like an Airy or something for extra damage.
Yeah.
Or
So
Spellbook for kill pressure.
this Graves does have, or that Graves, the Gangplank is gonna have extra sustain because of the grasp, but Bank Plank is always something that's really fun to play. Ooh, he misses that there.
Yeah. Oh, not getting the auto, though.
Yeah.
Have to keep a close eye, though. The Alchemist has a decent amount of kill pressure with this Ornn, since Nuts is so low on health. 2 combos is going to be enough to kill him here.
Yeah, Nuts is really low on health. I don't think he's respecting the damage that can come out of Ornn. And Ornn is at full HP right now, so there's no threat of him killing the Ornn.
Yeah. I'm scared to see what happens when this Ornn gets like a Sheen or something. but everything other than that top lane is, well, there has been a lot of fighting, a lot of brawling back and forth, top lane, mid lane. Bot lane's been a little bit quiet, but no kills yet. Min just getting some poke down, and I mean that's kind of expected. Two control mages in the mid lane, although Finnick spoke too soon maybe. Might get taken out here, gonna have that passive proc. Egg Nivea is on the cooldown now.
Yeah, but Egg
So nice
Nivea-
trades from Min.
Egg getting popped, and Min just showing that he's able to get those kills without needing to use both of his potions. He just used the second one there. But the one thing about Corrupting Potion is it doesn't give you as much mana over time as the Doran's Ring does. And so you saw that Min Kim Kim was able to just wait it out and then use abilities later to get the kill, whereas Nick had to wait and try and play it safe before he could go back and get more Corrupting Potion charges. But now you see Min pops the Anivia passive.
Kebab looking bot lane here possibly.
It's
Both
warded,
bot
though.
lanes level 4, but yeah, will be spotted out, unsuccessful.
And Joey tried to go top lane during that time, and that was about to be warded by Nuts. And so he saw him come up there. So both gank attempts not going off at all. And you see Graves trying to like take the jungle, but there's literally nothing there. So like he just kind of wastes a lot of time going up there.
Yeah, Alchemist really low. Does still have the teleport advantage, but I'm a little bit curious how many grass procs he's gotten on this Ornn, because I feel like if he went for something more damage oriented, whether it be the Airy, the spellbook, so he could take Ignite and then switch to TP later, or if he took maybe even just Grasp, because he's gonna still be getting some autos off. I feel like he might still have a little more damage with those runes, so a little bit curious. Maybe he could have killed had he not gone for the Aftershock.
Yeah, maybe. Aftershock Ornn is just kind of like subpar compared to basically everything else that Ornn can do.
I think Spellbook is probably the best option here into a semi-ranged matchup like GP.
It's possible.
I mean, we saw the kill pressure. If he had Ignite, that probably would have been a dead GP.
Yeah, but very, very likely he might have.
Ulting on himself, nuts.
I think he misclicked that. That
Yeah,
looked
but
like
you
a
see a
misclick to
collapse
me.
going on here, though. Look at Kebab going for a jungle invade. Not smited yet, and it is smited by Joey successfully. Kebab not too happy with this invade so far, and Anivia is coming down, but is stopped by Min Kim Kim.
Ooh.
Kebab getting out with his life still. Joey still level 5 only.
No, I'd like to
Gonna
point
honey fruit
out,
up and get out.
strong strategy could have tried to hook earlier, and there wasn't really any good way for Kebab to dodge there. If he tried, but Joey's gonna go in.
Oh, Joey getting really aggressive. Min's right there. Two people, both very low, and Kebab will make it out alive. That is,
Barely, yeah.
I mean, I think Joey could have just flashed forward there and got a double kill. At least just the kill on Kebab.
Yeah,
Or
yeah,
at least forcing a flash. At the very least, trade flashes.
He absolutely could have gotten a double kill there, because I don't think he would have been able to. I don't think Kebab would have been able to respond with his flash of his own in time before the auto went off. But all of these players just playing it extremely safe, and so you see no kills going down so far. And honestly, I think that something we don't really want to see, considering the ability that each team has to just kind of do what they want to do very well. And I think a slow game favors Barnyard Brawlers at this point. Anivia wants to scale, Kai'Sa wants to scale. Even Graves wants to get to that 2 or 3 item mark as soon as he can. Oh, but they don't see them here.
Maybe a sprawl in the bot lane. Stun going down onto Strong Strategy, who's getting very low. Ignite has not come out yet. The Ziggs ultimate is going to come down, but completely missed. Flash is used by Crimson Josh and Milk Cow, but complete disengage from the side of Barnyard Brawlers.
And yeah, we just saw a trade of flashes between Crimson Josh and Milk Cows. And then an ult used by Min Kim Kim, and that was it. The Solar Flare was also used, so that's down 2. But everything else is still up, and that's a pretty big impact. Oh, that was a lot of damage. Hello.
Yeah, Anivia with that damage. Oh, we have to see this top lane gank, though. Kebab coming up here. Might be enough to take out the Alchemist. Really no way to get out. Having to burn the flash, but for what? And waste the flash and drops. First blood going over to Nuts.
I think he was trying to flash out of the stun, but in the bot lane.
Oh, nice Zenith Blade onto Milk House. Crimson Josh getting it out, potentially just going right through the team.
Oh.
Totally not Joey, a little far out, and Min just gets deleted by Finnick.
Really well placed wall there to block him off, forcing him to go through the Glacial Storm, whatever is what it's called. It's the Circle of Death.
Yeah, Glacial Storm.
Yeah. Ha, I knew it. I'm a good caster. Um, and then getting the stun really easily and getting even more damage off. That was really well played to grab up the kill there. It's a 1-for-1 though, because the Ornn died in the top lane, burning that flash for seemingly no reason. I think he was trying to flash out of the stun, but he didn't really do it right. Oh, but we see a nice gank.
Oh,
Oh,
bot lane gang coming out, and nice hook onto Crimson Jordan, gonna make him die. Heal not used, but Ignite onto Crimson Josh is gonna make a double kill come out. Totally not Joey, gonna survive through the heal, but no, taken out by the last stick of the Ignite and the minion damage. Kill going over to Crimson Josh.
that was also the Gangplank ult as well.
And the GP ult.
Yeah, I will mention he did like stutter for a second in that Gangplank ult, which might have killed him.
He also has flash. He could have flashed out of that wave.
Yeah.
You know,
It's hard to say
not
without
been taking all that damage.
It's hard to say without being the player himself. I think he might have known that he was just dead through the Gangplank ult and the Ignite. But anyway, nice gank there, getting 2 kills.
Oh, Min Kim not gonna get the cancel on the recall.
Ooh,
I don't know if your spectator caught that.
barely, yeah.
Yeah. That would have been a dead strong strategy, or at least flash
sure.
blown off that Thresh.
Yeah. That was pretty crazy. But this is where we see Grasp on Gangplank start to be okay. Now that the Ornn is getting more HP, the Ornn's gonna want to build more HP naturally, and the Grass is gonna just do better as time goes on with and the Ornn getting more HP, and he splits against him. But man, I still would have liked Kleptomancy. Kleptomancy Gangplank.
I think the
so
Grasp
fun.
is really good into tank matchups
Oh.
specifically, but Kebab going for the mid lane
Another
gank,
flash.
getting the stun onto Finnick, who does burn the flash too. Egg Nivea does come out. Min Kim gonna drop the ultimate right onto that egg, trying to get some scrambled eggs, but looks like the only thing scrambled so far
Oh.
is gonna be his Jax sitting extremely low, but gonna get out of that Glacial Storm.
And they both lived. Some fancy footwork coming out from Totally Not Joey. It pushes Min Kim off hitting that Nivea egg while he just kind of let Kebab hit it. And so they end up getting everyone off of it. But Nuss is really surprisingly tanky.
Oh,
because it's
Call of the
Grasp
Forge God
and
coming out in the top lane, looking for the all-in here. Bot lane brawl going down too, as Crimson Josh landing a nice Zenith Blade into a nice ultimate. Now a lot of stuns coming left and right from this Leona. Lots of lockdown CC. Crimson Jordan looking for a kill. Not gonna get it yet. Still brawling going down in the top lane. Nuts getting extremely low. Joey chasing down Kebab. Now barrels do land onto Joey, slowing him down, getting the escape for Kebab, who does not get hit by the collateral damage. In the bot lane, nobody dies either. Just complete mayhem across the map, and nobody drops.
Yeah, because of that slow early game, I think the teams are just tired of it, and they just want to fight now. They have items, and they're ready to go.
Yeah. And I mean, it's expected with these very volatile team comps. As we mentioned, there's a lot of pick potential. Call the Forge God. You have the GP with the Cannon Barrage who can ulti and make plays. You have very aggressive, high damage junglers who want to, snowball. You have these control mages who have setup and follow up CC. You have hyper carry ADCs, and then you have these playmaking supports. So it's just constant damage, playmaking everywhere on this map, and everybody's looking to do something. And so far, it's been a lot less than we expected, especially with how much action's been going on.
But yeah, now we see the CS differentials being pretty impactful, especially in this bot lane. The 20 CS and the kill on Milk Cows kind of puts them ahead pretty handily over Crimson
Stun not
Jordan.
landing onto Min.
Oof.
Nice trade onto the Anivia.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Overall, gold very close. Only 500 gold lead in favor of the Barnyard Brawlers.
Yeah, it's a pretty close game considering that the teams have been pretty active throughout all of this, but there's only about a 500 gold lead, like maybe 550. It's hard to really say an exact number, but through all of this, we see the CS still moving up as we continue, but we see that the Ornn especially is a little bit behind. And the jungle is actually pretty interesting considering Graves has been farming his heart out and is only about 10 CS up. Oh, but the bot lane, nothing happening again. Woo.
Yeah, just a lot of nothing happening. Although in top lane there are some slight trades with some jungle attention, could be a kill, but they're putting that jungle attention into the bot lane. Looks like a 3v3 Graves getting lanterned in. Cannon Barrage is going to slow them down, and now it's a counter engage. The Zenith Blade does land. The Solar Flare coming out, gonna get a great stun onto Milk Cows. Now the Ziggs ultimate, Mega Inferno Bomb does connect. Now they're chasing down the Thresh with the barrels as well as the Super Mega Death Rocket, and that is another double kill for Crimson Jordan. Excuse me, the first double kill of this game and the first one for Crimson Jordan.
Wasted TP there from the Alchemist,
yeah,
too.
Great turnaround from the side of Fairytale Gaming.
Yeah, the Alchemist should have TP just as he saw the Gangplank TPing. There wasn't any reason to not try and join this fight. It was essentially a 5v5 with his Ziggs ult coming down as well as Gangplank ult and the TP coming in. Or a 5v4, I should say. Or a 5v3, actually, considering Anivia and Ornn weren't there. I feel like if Ornn had
Oh,
gone
look,
there,
this Anivia trade in the mid lane. Min Kim getting really low, just eating that Glacial Storm. Is it going to be a solo kill? Just Min Kim getting deleted by Finnick.
Min, buddy, you gotta respect the damage. That was all
No
that
flash.
was.
I don't know if he had a satchel charge or not. That was the only way he gets out of that, and it looked like he didn't. I guess.
He sat in it for a good 2 seconds, and so that's kind of what killed him, I'd say. He could have, moved.
Yeah, at least just walk out of it.
Yeah.
But very well played. Good wall placement by Finnick this whole game.
Finnick's Anivia has been pretty solid overall. The Anivia really showing that he knows the game pretty well on the Anivia and knows how to land abilities, and that's something that a lot of Anivia struggle with, considering one of your abilities is a wall, and two of your abilities are essentially point and click, one of them being an AoE. Excuse me. Wow.
Yeah. No, you're good. But yeah, with that, I mean, it's been a lot of back and forth, but there's a slight gold lead because of that ball lane fight in favor of Fairytale Gaming. But Barnyard Brawlers do have an objective advantage, although they're going to make a bigger gold lead with Totally Not Joey getting demolished there by Kebab as well as Nuts. Maybe going to look for a Rift Herald with that jungler down.
Oh, but they engage in the bot lane.
Yeah, we have to keep an eye on this, as I can't see anything as strong strategy is getting chased down. Both of them getting slowed extremely hard by that box from the Thresh. Very good usage of it, and not having to burn any summoners as well to get out of there. Really fortunate for them.
Yeah, really. We see that Fairytale Gaming is able to use their aggression pretty well. The only person who's not doing as well is Min and Kim on the Ziggs, but Crimson Josh is going to try and engage on the
Oh, nice Zenith Blade lands, but maybe a little bit too much, but gets a flash out of Finnick, actually. So, scaring that Anivia off a little bit. I don't think she needed to flash there, but I guess Crimson Josh is going to be happy with that one. Although you have to watch this engage as Kai'Sa's just ulting forward. Just getting massive damage out from the Mega Death Rocket. Oh my god, just rockets, bombs everywhere. Mega Inferno Bomb landing to deal a large amount of damage with the Super Mega Death Rocket. Excuse me, that was a very large sentence.
Yes,
With bombs and rockets, I just can't handle it. Oh, Call of the Forge God coming out as there's a Rift Herald there. It's going to crash into this tower. You have to be careful with that damage, Ornn. He's going to get whacked there extremely low. Cannon Barrage is going to come out. The Alchemist dashing towards them and going to get taken out by Nuts. Nuts looking to make it too, as Nuts do come in pairs very frequently. Agnivia is going to come out, but Totally Not Joey trying to protect his teammates. Gromp helping him out too. Now the collateral damage getting them very low. The hook is going to land, dragging him forward, and a great play from the side of Barnyard Brawlers, securing a 3-for-1.
The Strong really showing how solid he is on this Thresh. He kind of just won that fight for his team. I feel like Totally Not Joey wouldn't have done as much if he hadn't had the Thresh there to back him up. He might have helped get the kills, but maybe not. You never really know. So, yeah, that was really solid. They kind of now tying up this game and tying up the gold, but this top tower likely to go down with all the damage, and that Anivia wall gonna try and block him off. Yeah, this tower is very likely to go down here, and so that puts him even ahead in this game. Really crazy here that one fight turned into a round for them. They're now about 500 gold ahead.
Yeah, and I mean they're gonna get this bottom tower too because Kai'Sa has just been left unchecked. So that gold lead has basically just dissipated. They now have the objective lead with 3 towers taken, open map. They have 2 Drakes on their side as well. They also have a very good scaling composition with a very formidable front line. And their team is fairly squishy too. So, or sorry, the side of Fairytale Gaming is also very squishy. So they have to watch out for this very long-range engage from Barnyard Brawlers with all the damage that they have loaded behind it.
Yeah.
Oh, she didn't get the red.
Oh wow. Ooh, that's extremely unfortunate.
Yikes.
Yiker dogs. Can I get a Yiker dogs in the chat? Thank you very much.
That's a yikes penguin.
That by itself.
Can I get a
yikes.
giga yikes now?
Yikes for.
Oh, Hook is gonna land, dragging him into the Glacial Storm, and Finnick getting another kill onto Min Kim Kim, who's not having a fun time. Call of Forge God is gonna come out onto Crimson Jordan, who does get flashed on by the Alchemist. Now the Alchemist going very far forward. Hook is gonna land again, and a nice knockup by the Alchemist on this Ornn, getting a great E. Now they're looking their attention towards Crimson Josh, who is gonna get the burnout onto Strong Strategy, who did not shield himself. Overall, another 1 for 3 in favor of Barnyard Brawlers, though, means that they're going to get the siege into the mid lane unless Nuts is going to have something to say about it with his big barrels.
Big barrel boy.
Yeah, Glacial Storm going to zone him off, but it looks like he's just going to zone them away from his tower, as him and Kebab are pretty healthy.
Yeah, super solid
That was
fight.
an explosive fight, but yeah, again, in favor of Barnyard Brawlers.
We see just Nivea going off again, 4-0-3, playing around its passive really well, and that's what impresses me the most, is that Nick is able to utilize that passive in ways that I haven't really seen in quite a while.
He's very good at dying, but not dying.
Yeah, exactly. He uses that Nivea passive very safely. He'll die in a way that his team can protect him when he's in the egg form. And that's about all you need as an Anivia. And you can just, like, not die and get these really cool score lines like 4-0-3. Oh, but I forgot to mention this one thing, is that the turret destructive power of Ziggs is ridiculous.
That's gonna have to hold on as a Hook is gonna land again. Every single Hook landing. Min Kim Kim gonna die, but drops the Mega Inferno Bomb. Super Mega Death Rocket is not gonna kick, but a great stun coming out from Kebab, sending 3 people down. Call of Forge God is going to come out. It's going to knock up 2 people. Will it be enough? Gets a kill onto Kebab. Now has to watch out for himself, though. The Alchemist is dropping finally to Crimson Jordan, who's just popping off left and right. Get double kills for Nuts. Make it 1 for Crimson Jordan, 2. Rockets? No? Heal's going to come out.
Heal.
Rocket, there it is. As Crimson Jordan finally kills Strong Strategy, thanks to the heal. But everybody, Milk Cow's dying there. Really good turnaround fight from Fairytale Gaming, who aren't backing down even if they're losing some of these fights. Now Milk Cows might be a little too far forward. Crimson Josh does have the flash and will end the Zenith Blade. Gonna get the follow-up with the Q. Now Nuts is on to Milk Cows, saying, take my Nuts, and shoves it down her throat. Kill secured for Nuts, as they are now gonna take down the mid tower.
Whoa. We are a family stream here at Learning Fives. Can't just say that. Meowing Cat.
Maybe he's just got, he's got the pool party skin. Maybe he's just got some, some pecans, some walnuts, some almonds maybe. Who knows? I like pistachios.
No. He's just got like a container of mixed nuts.
His E is a watermelon. Would it be that crazy? His recall's got a barbecue there. Tell me it's the craziest thing you've heard.
I don't want to think about it. Anyway. So we see an interesting build coming out from Milk Cows here. He's got the Storm Razor, which is really nice, but he went for a Gwinsu's second. Not really what you see coming out from an AD Kaisa. Usually they just go for another crit item and try and double down on that AD. But he's deciding to go for Gwinsu's and trying to cover all of his bases. It's okay. That build is okay, but now the...
Well, Storm Razor first item on the Kaisa has been pretty popular.
Yeah.
Or are you talking about Jax?
I'm talking about Kaisa. The Storm Razor first.
Yeah. I was like, did I zonk out?
It's the Gwinsu's that really after the Storm
she does
Razor.
have the physical damage on the Graves, so it's not too much of a worry what damage type she's going towards. And it is nice for getting through that Leona as well as the GP and the Jax if the Counter-Strike is on cooldown. But when that Counter-Strike is up, it's going to be really not fun to deal with that, especially with the on-hit build. Oh, Crimson Jordan getting slowed down. A wall could have come out from Finnick, and that could have been a dead Jinx.
Yeah,
So
this is
lucky for Crimson Jordan there.
that's something we really need to watch are the walls, considering he's going to be level 18 here pretty quick. The walls are going to be the biggest as they can
Yeah,
be.
those walls are already level 3.
Yeah.
So they're it's no extra range, but the width of them is very large. So I mean,
Yeah.
if you get zoned off by it, you're gonna burn a flash, or you're gonna have to take the long way around.
Exactly. But we see here posturing around Baron now that it's 25 minutes. The objective is up. Blue buff really needs to go over to the Anivia here. I think it'd be pretty bad if the Graves took it from his Anivia, and he did. Anivia is really mana reliant, and he's only got the tier Roa, which is pretty good. But getting that blue buff just means that you can still spam abilities and not at
Yeah,
all.
and she only has
worry
20%
about it.
CDR too. So
Yeah.
I mean, oh, strong strategy, a little far forward. Stun is gonna land onto Crimson Josh. Hook does land too, but they do not want to take this fight, especially with Totally Not Joey up in the top lane.
You know, they were just trying to
But
keep.
they got a good chunk here. With Totally Not Joey up in the backside, they can actually pinch them in here. They should be looking for something a little bit too passive, though.
Ornn has walked bot lane to grab that wave because if they leave it, it is going to crash into the tower, and that's not just a lot of gold loss, but it could potentially get the tower with how many minions there are. So, not a surprise to me that they decided to back off. But the 1-3-1 does benefit Fairytale Gaming here.
Oh,
but
they have to be
Nick is
careful. Finnick taking so much damage from that Baron.
Yeah, he got aggroed, and so he has to back off. He's gonna have to recall here. There's no way he can't.
They do have one Ocean Drake. Both teams do have one Ocean, so I mean, there's a lot of sustain going around. Or not a ton, but a decent amount that you won't be forced to recall if you get chunked to, say, 70% health. But the Baron's gonna be started up with that recall on Finnick. Now, Finnick has TP. He could have just TP'd back, but strong strategy recalling too means that they're just gonna concede this Baron. No, they're not. They're TPing forward now. Finnick and the Alchemist both TPing forward. Now dropping their ultimates. Call the Forge Shot is going to be used up here, but that's too little, too late, as Baron is secured by Kebab. Now they're going to look for the team fight. Barnyard Brawlers going completely haywire, and now Finnick getting taken down. Milkow's jumping forward and actually bursts down Crimson Jordan, who doesn't use anything. And this Jinx is just useless because she's dead. Now all these health bars are extremely low, but Nuts looks like he's going to clean it up, as that is an ace for the side of Fairytale Gaming, as Barnyard Brawlers just take such a hectic fight after they concede the Baron pressure.
That was just a bad call to TP into the backline like that. That gives up one of their main damage dealers and
Why did they send everybody back to base? Only Finnick needed to recall.
Yeah, and he had TP. There was no reason for him to do that. They had the
No,
TP.
well, I mean, Finnick could just recall and TP in. That's
No, I
fine
know.
for Finnick.
I know what I'm saying is they had no reason to send everyone back. Sending the Ornn bot lane to grab that wave was fine. Sending the Nivea back to base was fine. But sending Strong back and keeping Milkows in the mid lane and totally not Joey giving back as well, that was not.
Oh, they
what wanted
didn't
to
send
do.
Ziggs into the mid lane. They might not get the intent because of that. They do get 2 towers, though, so
Yeah,
it is a trade-off, although I think an inhib would have been nicer.
I think so as well.
But with that, it's time for Barnyard Brawlers to just kind of regather their thoughts and figure out how are we going to hold this through with now a 5k deficit, with the Baron gone over to the side of Fairytale Gaming, and a lot of damage loaded up onto the carries of Barnyard or Fairytale Gaming. I mean, you have this GP who's just massive now. You have Ziggs, who is decent, even though he's not the most fed. Jinx has a decent amount of kills herself with the lethal tempo. And they have a lot of peel with a Leona and a Jax. That CC amount is very high.
Yep, the CC coming out for both these teams is quite a bit, really, and it's all about landing them. There isn't really any good point-and-click CC. Maybe, I guess, the stun coming out from Leona is point-and-click, but you have to, like, hit your Zenith Blade first to be able to hit that, and so that's all. It's all on what these players can do and how they decide to play these fights. Because you saw there, the split-up fight from Barnyard Brothers did not favor them. They favored Fairytale Gaming. But we need to make sure that we watch and see the 5v5 front-to-back fights coming out from Barnyard Brawlers. That's what they excel at. They excel at putting their front line to the front line, their back line to the back line, and their Graves on the side doing damage. And that's what they want to do. And they did not do that last fight, and you saw the result of that. The Baron and the bunch of kills going over, and a nice fatty 8,000 gold lead.
They have a split pushing Ziggs right now, and they're not protecting their minions really, so they're just letting the Ziggs split. They're saying, we're just going to back up, not let them force on us, and then we're going to let Ziggs split. That's going to be really risky, though, with Call of the Forge God on this Ornn, who is going to drop it immediately as I say that. They are going to focus Nuts down, who does use his oranges already. He's going to get CC log, does get melted down by the Kaisa and Anivia. Nuts dropping to Finnick. Now health bar is dropping extremely low. Crimson Jordan very low as well, but it does have the heal. Will he use it? He has not used it yet, but it doesn't matter. It's a triple kill for Crimson Josh. Excuse me, Leona?
Wow, that was
massive
insane.
team fight from the side of Fairytale Gaming as Barnyard Brawlers. That might spell the game for them.
Yeah, that's gonna be a game. The only one that's up is Graves doesn't have any good wave clear against, you know, 4 members. That's gonna be it. Absolutely. I mean, assuming they decide to go for it, they don't have Baron buff, but yeah, they will try and go in for this end, and that is gonna be the game going over to Fairytale Gaming in just a moment after Crimson Josh throws himself into the base.
Yeah. That is game going to Fairytale Gaming. Barnyard Brawlers put up a valiant effort, and it was real back and forth for a while, but that snowball from that GP, translating it to the rest of his team, and then that Jinx just started popping off in damage. Really well played by the side of Fairytale.
Yep, really well played. That being said, we do have another game coming up here in just a few minutes. Stay tuned for that. We will be at a break for a few. And that's going to be, I think, Fairytale Gaming versus IDK Man. So,
yeah, don't go anywhere, as we'll be right back with Game 2 and possibly some caster switch-ups. Stay tuned.
See you later.
All of your wind has gone.